Alright, well, I logged on to the client, managed to submit a deck. I'm not sure if my sideboard changes went into effect, but it looks like they did not, because I still have this Rite of the Serpent. This hand's unkeepable anyway. This hand's fine. I've got a blocker on turn 2, and hopefully some morphs after that. He has no bear. Alright, we drew a blue source. Excellent. And he plays a morph, okay. I think I'm going to lead off with the Abomination, because next turn I'll be able to play a morph and then flip it up for 1 mana. Don't know if that's correct or not. Maybe I'd rather have traded off the flock here. I'm just going to block here. Could try to block an X1 later, but I'd rather just soak up the damage for free while I can. See what we manifest. Sultai Scavenger, not the worst. Ooh, Heart Piercer, that's pretty good. Interesting. So I think I'm just gonna play the flock face up and then play a tap land. You know what? I'm still gonna play it face down. I like the option of being able to trade for his morph if he doesn't flip it up. Now we don't have to worry so much about having an untapped 5th source because our Abomination died. Tormenting Voice, discarding right into being. Digging for a blue source, it looks like. And he found it. Alright, I'm just gonna double block here, I think. Probably gonna kill off the morph. I'm fine with that. Bloodfire Expert, okay. Ooh, that was a great draw. So I'll play this, play the Sage. Pass. So what are the morphs he showed me? He showed me Hordling Ambusher, or Horde Ambusher rather. I don't remember seeing any others. There's 3 cards in hand. I'm not like super afraid of what could happen here. Pyrotechnics would be annoying, but it wouldn't put me too far behind because I'm at a high life total and have the board semi-stabilized. Alright, there's the Pyrotechnics. Let's see where he's putting the damage. Looks like 2 1-1. It's alright, I get to draw a card. Alright, not a great card. I go to 15. Alright, that's a pretty good one. I'll go ahead and drop that. Delve away 2. Act of Treason puts me to 9, I think. So if I assume that this guy was a Horde Ambusher, it would put me to 10. But then we get to untap and do things. Alright, there's the Act of Treason. Dash a Mardu Scout. Alright. So I'm taking 10 here. That's quite a bit. I'm taking more than that. I took 12. So let's think about this. I guess there's not a whole lot to think about. I just have to kill his Bloodfire Expert and hope that he doesn't have a Horde Ambusher to get me with. A very not stable position at this point. Just hoping that he has absolutely nothing. Yeah, I'll do what I can. I'll block here. Is that a Canyon Lurkers? It's an Inoc Tracker. Alright, that'll do it. Alright, well his deck looks pretty good. We were just like one step behind the whole time. It's kind of unfortunate. I mean, if my Moto hadn't crashed and we were able to properly sideboard, maybe that could have been avoided. So it's a little unfortunate on our end. But let's try this again, shall we? Bring this in. I think I'll bring in the Colossedon on the play. I can cut something else mediocre. I guess I like everything else. Maybe not the Bitter Revelation. Probably too much of a liability. I could bring in Archers of Karsi or something. That's also less than ideal. Just gonna trade down all the time. I like it more against Teamer, where it can trade up for like Pine Walkers and Snowhorn Riders and whatnot. But I think we're gonna be alright on the play with a proper configuration. And let's go again. I will play first. This hand is pretty good. I think I'm just gonna go. I could go Island Forest with the embodiment, but I think I'd rather just do it with tap lands. It means I won't get to use it right away, but it's a chance I wouldn't even want to against his deck. Just use it as a blocker. So we'll play this. Now that we have the Ethereal Ambush, I guess there's a higher chance that we'll want to turn for it. So I'll just pass here. Block and maybe sacrifice. Obviously blocking here. I think I'm just going to Sultai Charm here. Don't really need the mana right now. Ooh, that was a great draw. Yeah, I'll just play a landed pass. So I'm going to block here and see what he does first. Alright, I'll just let it happen. Lotus Path Djinn. So, question is, do I want to use my Grim Contest now? I think I do. I don't need to sacrifice it. I have enough mana. So I'll just do this to get that off the board. Okay. More lands than we need, but it's not the worst thing in the world. Let's see what we hit with this. We hit a land and a Colossedon. Excellent. So let's block here. And hope he doesn't kill this right away. Because if it survives and we untap, then we basically got it. Whirling out first. Okay. Ooh, even better. So I think I will attack here. If he decides to double block or something, I can flip it up. He does want to double block. Triple block. Okay. Well, I'll just flip it up. He could have a Force Away, but that's fine. I'm not that far behind. I'm actually not far behind at all. Oh, he's gonna... Okay, sure. Guess that's better than the force away for me, because he loses a guy anyway. But we're still in pretty good shape. Dash, okay. He only has 2 cards in hand, so we're looking alright. Jeskai Sage, ooh. So I could play the Sage before the Construct and just draw a card, but I think I'd rather just leave the 1/1 lying around. So let's play the Construct and then play the Sage. We can trade the Sage off for his Scout if he decides to send that in again. We're looking pretty good right now, though. If we draw like a Treasure Cruise or something at any point, it's going to be pretty hard for him to overpower us. We're even pretty much immune to Pyrotechnics as long as we leave our life total reasonably high. He could go like Act of Treason plus Dash. Ooh, Heel Cutter. Okay, that's pretty good. I think I'll just block here with the Sage. Soak up damage. Or do I want to block the Goblin? Because next turn I can just play the Colossedon and say go. I'm taking 2 extra damage, but I'm getting another of his guys off the board, which I think I like better than just soaking up 2. I think he tapped wrong, because then he could play the Scout post-combat if he had just left up red. Oh, he plays him out in post-combat, sure. Okay. Two, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. All right, so I guess we'll just dump both of these on the table. So any future morphs we draw are going to be great. As long as he doesn't Active Treason us plus Heel Cutter. If he does do that, we take lethal. That's not good. So it's a good thing that didn't happen. Let's draw something relevant. Well, I would say that was a pretty good draw. So let's play that. No reason to attack here. I'll just leave as much back on D as possible. And then next turn he basically loses the game. If we draw any relevant creature next turn, there's basically no way we can lose. Even if we don't, he's in a lot of trouble. Basically can't play any future X1s that he could draw. Yeah, I mean, that's why you take cards like this. They're a bit prohibitive in the kinds of decks you can draft after you've taken it first, but once you build the deck around it, it's insanely powerful. So let's wait while my opponent goes into the tank here. Alright. Oops. So my opponent attacked with those, which I suppose makes sense because he's just going to lose them next turn. So here I will block this one. Can't think of any way he can pump its power by 4. He can like Teamer Battle Rage, but that's not good enough. And then I guess I'll block here, and he can 1-for-1 Pyrotechnics if he wants. Yeah, I could choose to just not block this, go to 12, but I think I'd rather keep my life total high. And it's just a free attack by him. There's not very much that could punish me except 1-for-1 Pyrotechnics, which again I'm pretty fine with. Yep, that's what happens. Alright, we drew pretty much the perfect card again. Not gonna say we didn't get a little lucky this game, but sometimes it just happens. Alright, so yeah, let's just punch here. Attack for 1,000,000, and then play a blocker. And we just can't lose now. Just playing the heel cutter, yep. 2-3, and that's the nail in the coffin. We'll just play this face down. And now he's literally locked out of the game. He has to chump block, like counter anything relevant he plays. So it looks like we're going to the finals with a pretty excellent Sultai deck. So yeah, I would say that I drew a little lucky there, but I guess it's some amount of justice after Master of the Way targeting me. Sure, the resolves. It's a little bit of justice after getting disconnected and potentially losing that last game because of my sideboard plan not registering. But either way, we will commence the finals.